Yo, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you very much for pressing play on this very short video today, this week's Q&A. As we're doing this week's Q&A, we endeavor to answer somebody's inquiry, a question what somebody's actually sent me from my email list. Okay, and I'm going to answer it today. And it's one of the most asked questions actually what has come across in my years of coaching. So I'm going to answer it today. And that is that famous one. Coach, what I've noticed is my weight has gone up, but yet my clothes are fitting me better and I feel and I am leaner. This is a very common situation, what happens with clients of mine, also across people what actually be consistent within their training program, especially when they start resistance training. And this is the point what I'm getting at. So the individual what sent me the information, okay, I've actually spoke to her. And what she's been doing for 5 months now is been upping her resistance training. I'm training a lot more with weights. Okay, and what has actually happened to her is that she's looking a lot better. Okay, however, she's been using scales as the marker, as an indication to whether what she is actually doing is actually working. Now, this is probably one of the worst things what she could have done is by using the scale weight as the marker for her success in what she's actually doing. Because here's the thing, if you're morbidly obese, okay, if you're over fat, chances are you will look lighter on the scale when you start off. And when your clothes start fitting you a lot better, you're also gonna drop body fat, okay? Less fat cells around certain areas on your body depending on your genetic type. So that's what's happened with her. Okay, she has been using only the scales as the marker for her as to whether her exercise plan, i.e. upping her resistance training, her nutritional plan, okay, and whether the supplementation, what she's actually been taking, if it's been working. It's not the best way, not the best way. So body composition, let's look a little bit into body composition. So body composition is your generally fat to ratio. Okay, success is if you're following a healthy plan, following a healthy nutritional plan, if you're exercising the right way, especially if you're looking at changing your body composition using resistance training, you are going to change your ratio of fat to muscle or muscle to fat. Has to change. Okay, if it doesn't change, there's a lot of things what you may need to change, and that will generally be to do with your lifestyle factors, i.e. the way are you eating, the way are you hydrating, the way are you sleeping. That all these factors will come into play. Here's the other thing what we need to consider as well when we're looking at changing body composition is our age. Obviously, no doubt, as we get older, okay, we start losing our ability to not only build muscle, but obviously we start storing fat, okay, unless you've got some amazing genetics, okay. Your hormonal status becomes very important, okay. Your gender, okay, will make a factor to how you store fat and how you can build muscle or how you can maintain the muscle. Okay, the fact that your lifestyle sometimes changes, okay, and your physical activity, what you do with your physical activity. Obviously, if you lift weights more frequently, you're going to change your shape. Okay, if you eat in a calorie towards the calorie deficit, okay, chances are you're going to drop body fat. If you're looking at a calorie surplus, okay, no doubt you still can lift weights, but you're going to be looking at increasing muscle. If you're eating a surplus and you're not doing no activity, chances are you're going to put on a lot of body fat. What does 1 pound of fat look like to 1 pound of muscle? Okay, they actually look the same. Weigh the same, sorry. Don't look the same. They actually weigh the same, but they look totally different. Let me show you. So what you got here on the left-hand side, you can see 1 pound of muscle. On the right-hand side, you can see 1 pound of fat. So it's the same classic picture situation. When you see the individual, the before picture, what you will see is them on the right-hand side having more volume of fat on their body. Okay, more volume of fat, okay, on their body. And if you have more volume of fat, it will make you look fuller. Okay, it will make you actually look fuller. And then when you see their after picture, what you see is a smaller version of themselves, especially if they've been doing resistance training and following a good protocol to do with their nutrition. What you would then see is the individual may be wearing the same clothes, okay? And what you will see is less volume of fat and more muscle on their body. So what has actually happened? What has actually happened is this. Fat takes up more volume on your body, okay? When you start doing resistance training, following a good nutritional protocol and lifestyle principles, what you would then see is that the individual will have less volume of fat on their body, okay? And you will then see them also looking leaner and slender. However, a lot of the time, their weight may go up or their weight may remain the same as it was when they started out. Negative it may sound, but it's one of the likeliest things to happen, especially if you are not morbidly obese, okay? Especially also if you are changing your ratio of muscle to fat, okay, or fat to muscle. In fact, they're two different things, so you can't change your ratio of fat to muscle. You're actually changing the ratio between fat to muscle, okay? Fat and muscle are two different things. Muscle is definitely an active thing, but we should be looking at striving at increasing, not only for the fact that how it makes you look, okay, for the basis that you generally will burn more calories. You generally burn more calories when you have got increased muscle upon your body. Generally, you look better. People may deny that, okay, but yes, generally you look better. And as I said, muscle is an active thing. Okay, fat is I think what's needed for good health. Also believe that, but obviously, when it's when it's too high, it can also be a big, massive risk. Okay, so let me show you this picture. What you got here, okay, is the individual on the left and the same person on the right. You can see the individual on the left when they started out. Okay, they were not using resistance training when they were training. They generally were eating at a maintenance level. Okay, wasn't exercising with resistance. They were mainly doing a lot of cardio. Okay, then what they did, they changed the way how they were training. Started incorporating a lot more resistance training. Okay, doing a lot of the main compound lifts. Okay, eating in a calorie deficit, okay, by tracking. Okay, making sure they're getting sufficient protein, carbohydrates, the right type of fats. Also, what we did was monitor the way how we are measuring our success. You'll find a lot of people tend to measure their success by only using the scales, which is not the best way at all. In fact, it's probably one of the worst ways how you can monitor your success when you're looking at losing weight. If it's losing weight you're looking at doing, but mainly that you're changing your body composition. Okay, one of the best ways what you can do to monitor what you're doing is get a body composition test, whether that's somebody who knows how to monitor you using a harping and calipers, okay, or actually a body composition machine. Or the other thing what you can do, what's quite cheap to do, is by getting a tape and measuring the key areas around your body, so you can see what is going down, okay, where you are actually losing it around your stomach or around your hips, around your buttocks, around your thigh, around your chest, wherever you have a tendency to store fat. You can measure it by using a tape measure to make sure that you can see that it's actually going down, and you are not just solely putting emphasis on the scale weight, on the scales, okay? And get yourself a composition test to make sure that you can see what is actually going on inside your body, a muscle to fat ratio, so you know that, as I said, your lifestyle markers, your nutrition status, your hydration status, your lifestyle status, definitely where you are stressing your body through exercise, the resistance program, what you're following is actually working. As I said, bear attention to the factors, okay, what will stop you, okay, what will stop you, okay, your age, okay, that makes a difference to your body composition. Your gender, that makes a difference. The type of physical activity, what you do, okay, as we know, or should know, maybe know, a lot of people have a tendency to just want to do cardio, even when they're looking at body compositional changes. By all means, you can incorporate cardio in there, whether that's high intensity HIIT training, okay, or interval work with steady state cardio. Okay, both of them work. Okay, but obviously one of them is more about burning fat and maybe tapping into your muscle, okay, which is quite catabolic. Okay, the other one is mainly about just hitting your fat stores and having an epoch effect, so you're going to be burning calories for a long duration of time. So I hope that's kind of answered the question. Okay, do not mark it all by using scales. Sometimes you're doing very well, however, your scales are only going to tell you the weight. Try and make sure that you get a composition test, just like this lady here. They both weigh the same, the two of the same ladies. However, they weigh the same. And as you can see, the lady on the left, okay, when she was the lady on the left, she's carrying a lot more body fat around the midriff, okay, by doing weights, following the right nutritional protocol, following the right lifestyle principles, and challenging her body through resistance training. She has made a dramatic change to her body composition. And not only that, she actually weighs the same as she did at the start. Not so deflated now when you can see that the volume of fat from her body has changed, and she's in fact increased her muscle and become leaner. Okay, so know what you're doing. And if you don't know what you're doing, ask the questions so you can get the answers. Okay? I hope that video has helped. Your body composition is very important. Your scale weight is not important. However, going on the realms in sport, sometimes it is important. Obviously, in boxing, we are governed by making sure that the fighter is hitting the right type of weight. Again, let me bring that into play now. you have two fighters what actually weigh the same, but they look totally different. Okay, so that's the point I'm getting at. 1 pound of muscle against 1 pound of fat. They actually weigh the same, but they look different. 1 pound of muscle, okay, is less volume than 1 pound of fat. So they actually weigh the same. However, the volume what they take up is totally different. All right. So that is this week's Q&A. Thank you very much for pressing play. If you have any questions, what you need answering, it tells you at the bottom. Send them to info@cptuk.co.uk. Again, send them to info@cptuk.co.uk. And what I would do, I will go through the best one what I feel needs answering. I will answer and I will make a very short video upon this. As I said, remember, keep it healthy. Make sure you're being consistent. Make sure you're enjoying what you're doing. Okay, and make sure what you're doing is actually working. If you need my help and support, feel free to contact me at info@cptuk.co.uk. Have an amazing day. Thank you very much for